Hello, everyone. You may recognize Sonia is back with us because there was a huge event in the Netherlands, and she is definitely the number one expert. Now, Sonia, my main question for you. Now, you wrote a whole article about this. The article will be in the description of this video, guys. You can read in complete and full broken down detail. But in short, Sonia, there was a big victory of this farmers party within the Netherlands. The alternative media made this seem like it was a huge deal, some sort of people's victory. Is that true? Or is this just another, minor election in the EU that's not going to change anything?
Well, they had a large victory, that's for sure, but it is a minor election. It's just about the provinces in the Netherlands. We have 12 provinces, and every 4 years, they are electing, the provinces who can represent the provinces, we can say, and the water boards. That's a very old system in the Netherlands. So, yeah, it's minor. It says something about, what is going on in the country, but this party, the Boer-Burgerbeweging, that is it called in Dutch, it became very large, but actually it's a PR stunt, as we can say. Can you read in the article as well? So yeah, it became very big, but I doubt if she will ever be in parliament or maybe prime minister. So I doubt it. I don't think so. Cannot be that.
Well,
No.
what do you mean a publicity stunt? Like, how are they? So they're just trying to sort of trick people into voting for them, or they use a lot of flashy advertising, or what do you mean?
Well, the party was founded in 2019.
Yeah.
A journalist founded. She was working for an agrarian, I don't know, newspaper, something like that, magazine. And she went to this PR office and they invented a new political party. So this is actually what it is. It's not from her. It's not from the farmers itself. No, it's set up, made to be very big for the farmers, for the citizens, but it's not founded by the farmers itself. It's
Mm-hmm.
by a bureau, So that's what it is. So actually,
Oh, I see. Okay. So that also
mhm.
raises a question. Now, in Russia, we get a lot of information, a lot of it in Russian, some of it in English, but I've seen reports that a large amount of farmers in both the Netherlands and Belgium are going to be forced by the government to stop farming because of supposedly nitrates in the soil. That farming has caused this critical level of nitrogen in the soil in the Netherlands, and they might even get rid of 70% of farmers. Again, is there any truth to that, or is that just some sort of made up nonsense from the
Mhm.
internet?
No, it's true. In the Netherlands, it's even 90% by 2030. And I think this year, or at least next year, one third of the farmers already have to go. So imagine this. And the Netherlands is the largest producer of agricultural livestock, everything, in at least in the European Union. So yeah, 90% of the farmers have to go by 2030. This is because of Agenda 2030. And also the EU has some new nitrogen rules. And of course, when you have a lot of livestock, you have a lot of problems with nitrogen in the
Mm-hmm.
air, but also in the soil. So this is their idea, and they have to have, I think, when 200 pieces in the Netherlands of going back to nature, you can say. So parks
Yeah.
of whatever they make out of it. No, it's true. It's crazy, but it's true.
Well, it is, especially because if this Agenda 2030, I thought was supposed to be some sort of global project, especially the way the world is going right now. No one outside of Europe is going to do any of this stuff. People in Africa aren't going to do it, nor the Iranians, nor the Chinese. So, interesting. And well, what do they? So this is different. Again, when you don't speak a language, you know, I can hear about the Netherlands, but I can't really read what's going on. What do they tell you guys in the Netherlands? Like they're like, okay, here we have this idea, and it's going to save the universe, the planet. It's called Agenda 2030. It's going to be amazing, but we're going to have to get rid of 90% of farming. Like, what do they actually tell you guys? How do they explain this?
Well, they first of all, of course, climate change. They say it's all for the climate change because nitrogen is also bad for the climate.
Hmm.
And if the nature is, only with farming, and so we don't have nature anymore, that's also bad for the climate. So everything is related to the climate. That's what they are saying, because we have now also these crazy people in the Netherlands and Germany who glue themselves to roads, paintings, whatever you
Hmm.
name it, they do it. So this is what they keep on telling people, and especially young people are very vulnerable for this because they say, oh, in 20, 30 years, there will not be, the world will be changed. You cannot live in the world anymore. And so this is what they are trying to tell young people. They go so far that on schools, on the primary schools, every Friday they have a lesson in how to cook with insects.
Oh no.
Because, but then comes the question, when they get rid of all this farming, all the livestock, especially because we produce a lot of meat in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
About what I said in my article, about 8 billion euros. So where the Netherlands will lose 8 billion euros at least. So
Hmm.
the Netherlands, from a rich country, will most likely become a poor country, or at least a lot of people will become poor. So, but I don't know if they think about this. I don't know. But this is in the mainstream media. You hear every day about climate change, and now they started a new campaign, the so-called younger ones, against the old ones, because they say this boerbeweging is only for old people, not for young people. So they
Oh
don't
well,
think,
that's
yeah, yeah,
that's wow, that's some cheap propaganda there.
very
Those old
cheap.
people, they're out of touch. They don't know what the
They
cool
don't know
stuff is.
anything.
That's
No,
classic.
yeah, they
Wow.
don't want to save the planet for the next generation.
Well,
So
here to be fair, when for my my over my lifetime, I've heard a lot about global warming, which became climate change. The branding changed, but they always mentioned that the water levels are going to rise, and of course, even in America, one thing we do know is that you guys in the Netherlands sit very low altitude wise, and that it's going to destroy the Netherlands first. You see, well, island nations in the Netherlands, so is there some sort of critical change in the water level? Like, is the Netherlands really approaching some sort of scary, I don't know, overflow of water?
I see that's the contradiction. This is what they preached all the time. I know that.
Yeah.
And we have a very good system in the Netherlands, the Delta werken and dikes everywhere. So that's okay. But they say we have droughts in Europe. And droughts means the water level is going to get down. So it's in contradiction if what they say, we're gonna have floods. So, that's all a contradiction there. So yeah, it's pure propaganda. It's just to make the people, a little bit crazy to do
Mm-hmm.
their things, but there's nothing true in that. It's if you really look carefully at it, and when you see it in the TV or newspapers, the mainstream media, then yeah, it's contradicting. You have floods, but you have drought, so that's not, the rivers are drying up. They say.
Yeah, it's almost as if things kind of change and go back and go forth and
Hmm.
so on. Well, Sonia,
Yeah.
I've only got a couple more questions for you. I know today you've got kind of a busy day ahead. This is one of the rare Tim Kirby Russia things recorded in the morning. This is a rare one. But just again, going back to sort of the reality of the Netherlands. So you might not have the answer to this, but then if the solution is for some reason, farming big animals is bad. But farming bugs and insects and that is okay. So have they already sort of set up big facilities for this? Because if I understand, bureaucracy is always really slow. So I think it's very easy to shut down farming, but it would take them very long to actually get that insect farming sort of implemented. So I kind of fear there's going to be this dry period where there's just going to be nothing to eat. So have they actually started with this whole insect revolution?
Well, they started at several universities with experiments, of course, with insects, and see how that works for the people. Also, they started, that's already, I think, 5 to 10 years ago, they started to sell vegetarian food, like vegetarian meat, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like in the US, I don't know. But this is they started. But if there will be enough food for the whole population, okay, it's 17 million, but I doubt it. I mean, and if the people really are going to eat insects and bugs and everything, no, I doubt it, because a lot of people are opposing it. And in the Netherlands, we also have the North Sea with a lot of fish, but also the fishermen now are stopped to catch their fish in the sea because the fish are dying, they say, from climate change. So yeah, it's a ridiculous
Oh,
story.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous story. Really, it's when you think about it, it's plain crazy what they do. They just think of everything and they want to implement everything to make these farmers go.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think they will get a hard time with this new beweging or party.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the elites still win because Rutte is still there in the Netherlands. He will not go, not for sure the first 2 years. So it will not work.
Well, that's kind of a shame to hear. I just wanted to say also that in Russia, it's kind of proof that all right, here they don't overfish. Like in some places like China, they take too many fish out of the sea, but in Russia they don't. So I can tell you literally firsthand, if you go out onto the ocean around Russia, you just throw the line in the water, there's just a fish on it like every minute. There's so many fish in the sea. If you don't overfish, they really replicate quickly. So this whole idea that somehow the fish are disappearing, well, I guess the European fish are disappearing, but the Eurasian fish around Russia are not, or something. But anyway, Sonia, thank you very much for your time. I'm going to have your article linked in this description so that way people can enjoy it. So anyways, I'll no longer force you to be away from all the things you want to do today. So anyways,
no problem.
Enjoy.
The weather is nice.
What?
The weather is nice.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Russia
the
now.
spring just began in Russia. It's a holiday, a true holiday.
Yeah.
So anyway, Sonia, all the best to you. Take care.
You too. Bye.